Wait, W-A-I-T. Wait, what does that mean? In a way that might be useful for us with our kids. We say it to our kids all the time. Wait, just wait. But what if instead it means for us to ask ourselves, why am I talking? Imagine how we could change and improve our conversations, especially the uncomfortable conversations with our tweens and teens, if we simply can have enough internal awareness to ask ourselves, why am I talking? Is it useful or not useful? What I find for me is that so often, unconsciously, like I'm not dialed into it, it's unuseful. Not helpful. For example, sometimes I keep talking because I want to feel right. Sometimes I keep talking if I'm in a conflict with one of my kids because I feel out of control, they're out of control, and that feels bad. So I just keep talking. A third reason that sometimes I keep talking is if I set a limit with my kid and then I'm following through and they're pushing back, and I just want them to see that what I'm asking is reasonable, and so I keep on talking. Yeah, raise your hand if that works a lot in your house. No hands raised now, no hands ever raised to that question. Number 4 reason that I sometimes talk that's not helpful is because I want to teach. I want to help my children understand things. But talking, especially in a charged or uncomfortable conversation, isn't really all that helpful. Sometimes I am talking because that's how I think. I talk and I hear myself, and that helps me process. But that is very short-sighted, especially with a teenage boy who just doesn't have a whole lot of patience to hear his mother process all of her thoughts and feelings and needs out loud and expecting him to respond in any sort of reasonable, rational way. And sometimes I think we keep talking to our kids because we want to be seen as a human, because it takes so much restraint, so many skills, so much work to show up well as a good parent. And sometimes we just wish our kids could see that and name it for us and validate that we are human too. But that's not their job. So it's not very helpful when we keep talking, trying to get them to validate our experience and our frustrations as a parent. So I think there are 2 variations of wait that can be really helpful for us to practice when we're in uncomfortable, tense conversations, especially with our tweens or teens. One is the traditional version of wait, which is like to slow down, to pause, to give some space. This is like therapy skill 101, is to let people finish their thoughts and then wait just a little bit to give them space in case they have more to say. Just slowing ourselves down can be hugely helpful in a tense conversation, so that our kids get to feel heard and seen and accepted. Just slowing it down is super helpful. And then the second version of wait that can be helpful for us to practice is to stop and ask ourselves, why am I talking? And see if we're talking for useful reasons, like to reflect back what we hear them saying, to empathize, to ask them to share more, to set a healthy, polite boundary that we're going to follow through. But if we can, W-A-I-T, pause and ask ourselves, why am I talking? Maybe it'll help take some of the edge off some of those tense conversations with our teenagers.